Welcome back to Crushing Sounds. My name is Chris. The Bristol Metal to the Masses final is getting ever closer, so let's get to know another one of your amazing finalists. Though I suspect plenty of you might well have heard of this band already, because I am talking to Rob from the Legends from Bristol, Bearpit. Thank you so much for joining me today, Rob. How are you doing?
Oh, thank you, man. No, yeah, thanks for having me on. I'm doing all right. That was an awesome intro. Very nice. Very nice kind words of you, man. Thank you.
No worries, no worries. Thank you so much for joining me. Welcome to Crushing Sounds. So, while we're here, because of course you guys are in the Metals to Masses final, as I said, it also has been a bit of a long time coming getting you properly onto Crushing Sounds, because as I just said, you guys are you're quite legendary, I guess. It's sort of the underground heavy metal scene. You've been going for a long time, back from like your EP, Blacklist, your monolithic singles from the Ashes, Revolve. You've been kicking ass for a fair few years now, so I have to do it. Let's start right from ground zero. How did Bearpit come to be way back when?
Way back when. So, yeah, I mean, this band's over like 10 years old now, easily. So, way back then, we all met in Bristol. We were studying music together. So, myself, along with the OG members of Bearpit, sort of formed that band. We all had a passion for metal. We did see a metal scene there to sort of, be utilized as well. We were like, part of the reason why I kind of moved to Bristol and got stuck in there is because I wanted, to be around this sort of amazing music scene that Bristol has. Um, so yeah, we just banded together and just went, let's just go for it. And wrote the songs and came out with that sort of EP, which was, very, we were all still learning what we were doing, and still learning about what we wanted it to sound like and everything, But that, you know, going down the years later, those songs still people still resonate with it. It would seem. So yeah, coming back all these years later down the line now with this sort of I'd say definitive lineup. I feel this is a very strong lineup now. Um, and it just works on stage. And I think we're sounding the tightest that we ever have. So yeah, we're still playing some of those tracks, but got some new ones in there as well. But yeah, that's just how Bearpit came about, and the name, I guess, is
That was going to be my next question.
it's always the next question after that one, man. Yeah, it's exactly kind of what it sounds like. I mean, it's the Bearpit, in Bristol, which is a sort of a walkway. I mean, it's kind of sort of been dehumanized a little bit now. I think they got rid of the bear, decapitated the bear entirely, and they sort of cleaned it all up or whatever. But that was just literally, we were just trying to think of band names and like metal band names. Do you know what I mean? Without sounding too, on the nose or cliche. And there was this band name we were running with for a while called Pit of Lions, and we were just like, yeah, but none of us really liked it. So we're just like, we like Pit, something Pit, and it's like, I think it was the OG bassist at the time said, yeah, well, what about the Bear Pit? Like, Bristol Bear Pit. And it's like, yeah, okay, let's run with that. And it just that stuck. Um, and yeah, we seem to been working very hard over the years, obviously, to sort of make it a brand the best that we can, um, and just kind of trying to get that imagery and the name out there. Um, yeah, basically how it all started.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, obviously, if anyone from Bristol is going to know what the Bear Pit is, but like anyone like outside of Bristol, it's also a very strong name. So it's almost like if you know, you know. But that's
Yeah,
kind of like a neat little detail for people who do know, which is kind of cool, to be
yeah.
honest.
And when we were studying together, and we it was right next to the bear pit. Basically, we'd all walk it every day
I take it
to.
that was BIM.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I graduated there as well.
Yeah. See, I know. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, this is what I mean. You kind of, Bristol's still got that scene there, man. I've heard people before kind of say, "Oh, the Bristol metal scene's a bit dead now," or, the scene's a bit dead. And I mean, yeah, it may not be exactly what it used to be, but the scene that is there is it's tighter than ever, really. It's definitely not smaller. It's, if anything, I think it's now growing more. Um, So yeah.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, I feel like pre-COVID, the Bristol metal scene was massive. That it's like the first couple years after COVID, it seemed to sort of wane a little bit. Like every metal to
Mm,
the masses, they were struggling to like fill all the slots. But now you can't move for metal bands in Bristol, so
yeah.
it's starting to get there for sure. But I know you alluded to just there. You've had a couple lineup shifts since the From the Ashes days. Obviously, I won't ask about the nature of the departures, of course, but how did we get to the current lineup? Where did the new boys come from?
Well, from us looking, but these guys did actually they got in touch with us, and we were very much uh, me and myself, the drummer, and the vocalist. We were very much like we want to get these new people in and just try. We put adverts out there and whatnot, but at the same time, we didn't necessarily have any massively like a lot of new music to sort of be going out and working on. So it was kind of like, okay, let's put some stuff out there, some feeders out there, and just see who bites. And in the meantime, let's actually get some new songs on the go. Um, and yeah, we sort of tried a couple of people, but we then Hugo came in, and he's experienced. He's very much touched upon he's got roots in the scene as well, with previous bands like Valis and stuff like that. He is with his other project, Declaration of Rebellion. He's very active. And still passionate about metal and a very talented and gifted guitar player. So yeah, bringing him in was great, and I think he's kind of taken on a bit of a dad role in the band,
Mhm.
which I'd argue some of us basically kind of needed. We kind of just needed a little bit of like, right, do this, let's do this, let's do this, and that's great. Pete, came in, and he great guitar player, amazing bass player as well. But yeah, he plays bass for us, but he's an amazing guitarist as well, and songwriter. So uh, yeah, these people, they bring a lot to the table, I think, and yeah, we just landed on them because we're all so diverse as well, all different backgrounds culturally, and you know, but it works. When we actually play the music together, they kind of come in as sort of almost fans of the music, so that's kind of what you want, right? You want someone who comes in and doesn't just want to play being a band, but actually enjoys and likes the music and wants to expand that sound further. So yeah, it was all very very good things coming, them coming in.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, sort of between the two lineups, there's sort of a little bit of a period of inactivity from you guys. Like, I presume that was when you were looking for the new members, getting the new lineup,
Yeah, so I
basically.
was taking a step back and me sort of just kind of getting some material together and sort of kind of deciding kind of what direction and where I'm at really as a musician, as a guitar player. So then when these guys come in, it's I've got we got it may not be a full-fledged song or necessary, but there's stuff we can work on. Let's get going. Let's get cracking.
Fantastic. So how does it feel now to be back in full force?
Full force, man. I mean, yeah, it's hard, to take a sort of step outside of it all really and kind of analyzing. There's always things that you wish you could be doing more. You always feel like you can do more, or there's this aspect here, but we're all very much trying to do our best and doing it because we love doing it. I think that's the important thing, is that no matter what, we're being authentic to ourselves and what we believe music is about and being in a band is about. And but yeah, we have goals, and this metal to the masses isn't just a we're not just treating it just as some sort of flippant thing. We have been very methodical the best we can with it, and really taking stuff back to the drawing board and thinking what we can do each time and how we can step it up, and yeah, just all these things. So we just want to keep pushing it, just keep pushing it to our limits really, until we can't push any further, which I hope is still a long more time to come.
I'm sure it is. Cool. So I've been asking every finalist this for people who might be checking you guys out for the first time. Let's do the elevator pitch. How would you describe the sound of Bearpit for a brand new listener?
heavy, sort of got some sort of death metal, Swedish vibes, but also very much going back to your early 2000s metalcore riffs, if you like, and the sort of melodies and big choruses. Breakdowns, gotta love them breakdowns. So yeah, we got them.
I love how you've actually stuck to the point of an elevator pitch. You kept that very short and succinct.
Yeah.
I love it.
Next, out the elevator. Next, people, come on.
Yeah, the amount of times I've asked bands that question, and the elevator would have to be the Empire State Building. They go on for absolutely ages. So,
Yeah,
nice foot, man. You nailed that. So the first song I heard from you guys way back when was From the Ashes, right when that came out. I remember thinking someone likes Parkway Drive. It has all the hallmark riffing from that band. So it sounds amazing. I absolutely loved it. It's so cool. Am I right on the money with Parkway Drive, or are there other bands you would cite before them as inspirations?
I mean, there have been others, yeah, but Parkway Drive, or being sort of referred to as Bristol's Parkway Drive,
Yeah.
is still, it's like, personally still kind of one of the best compliments I think I for me, yeah, for the as far as the band goes. But we've had uh we've had Trivium before. We've had some people saying like some Silosis influence, and um again, I mentioned sort of that Swedish sort of death metal, that kind of era. Um, but it is also, I feel, even though metal genre can be very much oversaturated these days, but I do feel we bring something to the table, in a sense of, we all, we're all from like we all live all in the surrounding areas of Bristol, and but we're all different, like culturally. Like we got a Spanish singer, we've got a Portuguese guitarist, we've got a British guitarist, a British drummer, and a Hungarian bassist. Do you know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
all, we've got this blend now, which you just kind of think, if you're looking on paper, you're kind of like, this doesn't, how would it work? But I would argue it works very well, and I think that sound that comes across a little bit, that I think when people come see us or listen to our music, they can hear something very familiar with it, but also kind of being taken by surprise a little bit with it. I think I don't. We try not to fall into that cliche of doing sort of heavy verses, clean singing
Mm,
choruses and stuff like that.
sure.
I mean, when it works, it works, of course, but we've always been about sort of just keeping it aggressive, melodic but aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but your 2025 releases, Cyclone and Echoes, they seem to bring a little bit more of a melodic bent, in my opinion, to the music. It gets,
Hmm.
I mean, it's almost like before was Partway Drive. Now there's a little bit of Kill Switch Engage in there as well.
Hmm.
Was there a conscious decision with this new music to add a bit more melodic dynamic to it, if that makes any sense?
Um, I mean, yeah, a little bit, because I think I'm coming someone who kind of, main foundation of a song usually does start with a riff,
Hmm.
or, a chord progression, or, sometimes it starts with a harmony or melody, but not often for me. So, yeah, it's kind of quite easy to fall into a trap of just being like riff, breakdown, riff, like slower breakdown, slam, a techie riff, uh, and then you can just kind of, it just turns into a bit of a riff salad. And yeah, I think trying to focus more about like dialing it back a little bit more on the technical side, and just kind of trying to open it up a bit more to see, what the possibilities are for the melodies and the harmony. Because 9 out of 10 times people, even metal, or even people that they don't really listen to metal, but they're going to see metal shows, or they're trying to like get integrated into it or something. 9 out of 10 times they're listening to the singer, they're listening to, you they want a hook to get into their head, that you need to have that hook. And if it's not a guitar riff, then it's going to be a vocal hook or something like that. And yeah, and I think, why not? Like, our vocalist he's a beast of a vocalist. He has got incredible ability, and Hugo as well. So that's why not lean into that. If you can sing and you can scream and he can pitch scream and you can do these things, then let's play with that. You know, let's not restrict ourselves in that way. But I still wanted to keep the music heavy, always heavy. Just
Hell yeah, man. What inspired the cover of Wicked Game?
so that is actually Hugo's baby, really.
Really?
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I think he was away. I mean, if he were here, he could tell this a whole lot better than I'm about to tell it. So I'm sorry, Hugo, if you're watching. But
That's fine. I'll ask him at the final for more details.
yeah, man. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, he'll be far more interesting. Yeah, I think he went away, and then I think he came back, and he sort of said, "I just had this song, you know, just that chorus like melody just stuck in his head." Um, and then he sort of just, I guess, something in him just went, "I'm going to start working on like a metalcore cover of it because it's quite a highly covered song over the years, but we haven't really found a cover that's just a straight up metal cover, which and isn't afraid just to go straight in metal with it, you know, which I feel he as well did to the best we could. I'm really proud of how it turned out, and you know I think he is too, and it's going down really well live. I think you know we've been seeing the stats since we released that song, and you know things are going up from it. So yeah, but I don't really know what stemmed it personally for him, but I think it was just a case of he heard it, and you know, there was a light bulb that went on. There was a light bulb moment for him, and he sort of pitched it to us, and we uh, took maybe a little bit convincing here and there, but once he sort of like gave us sort of that demoed out, sort of this is what I've been working out so far with the riff, and you know what we could do here with the drums, and we heard it, and we were like, this could actually be pretty good. Let's try it. Let's see what happens with it. And we just kind of went all in with it really from there. Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. It's a really fun cover. Like
Thank you.
it's super cool. Cool. So over the course of the many years that Bearpit has been going, you've played with some absolute icons, Bless the Fall, Heart of a Coward, Local Legends Embodiment, of course.
Yeah.
Do you have yeah, do you have like a moment in this band up to this point you think that was mental? I can't believe that happened.
Oh wow. Mental. Can't believe that happened. I mean, our recent shows, I think, is really kind of touched home with me a lot because just going over the years of the band, going from having big shows, big crowds to you know playing in front of maybe 3 people, sometimes one person. You know, that's just the way it is sometimes over the years. And then when you come back and you're doing it and you believe in it really strongly and you're passionate about it, and then to see the response again, sort of, you know, it's kind of like, wow, this people are still resonating with this, and people, you know, want to hear more, and they want to see more, and we want to give them more, you know. But as far as I would say, yeah, probably the last show or the last couple of shows we've done, you know, purely because I mean it's the exchange. It's not like I'm talking about a festival show or anything like that, a massive like sat out show. But it was the exchange, which you know is an incredible venue anyway. I think you know yeah it's kind of smaller, but you know if you get to pack the room out in there, it's always a good show, good sound, good vibes, and yeah, and there's people that's just always so pleased just to come and check you out and you know and come and speak to you afterwards. I mean that was really quite amazing. Was you know people just coming up to me and other of us like others after the show and just saying how much they enjoyed it, and they you know yeah those are probably the like amazing parts for me of the band, and like yeah.
Yeah, fantastic, dude. I mean, I wasn't expecting that answer to be honest, because I know a lot of the bands that are coming through Melt to the Masses right now, they're very, very young bands. So to hear from someone like yourself who's been doing this for quite a while now, to still say that the most pinch me moments are still at these small shows when people come up to you and say you love what you've done.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool to hear, man. That's
Yeah, I mean,
really
I guess
nice
the point
answer.
making, I was just kind of saying those smaller intimate shows that, you know, when you have a crowd there, an audience there, people that are just they're all for it and they're in it 100%. You know, I preferred playing those shows over any kind of big festival show that I personally played or anything like that. It's incredible, yes, but I'll still always hold dear those kind of closer, intimate shows, where you can smell everyone.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, it's yeah, that's something that, as much as our goal right now, and as amazing it would be to go and play at Bloodstock and to win the final, you know, playing those kind of shows has always remained kind of important. And knowing that you've got a good following there and people that, you know, dig your stuff, that's always good to know.
Fantastic. I mean, we've danced around it enough, so let's talk about the main event. What made you guys say to yourselves, let's go for Metal to the Masses this year?
Well, I mean, why not, right? The band have done Metal to the Masses before previously. I think we have done Bristol once before. I believe we have done Cheltenham once. But again, it was kind of just what Metal to the Masses offers is, you know, is that gigging opportunity as well, you know, and it is, and we kind of needed that. We reformed again, and then we kind of just went straight out and did like this sort of dummy run of a UK tour. We went out to Spain, but we financed that all ourselves. You know, it was complete risk taking, but it was getting us gigs and it was making us active, and we were sort of learning about what we needed to be able to do to make this work again, and how we can come together in these kind of moments. Like, you know, can we get to a point where we would be a credible band to be going to play Bloodstock, or to be even accepted to be in Metal to the Masses again? We needed to get to that point again. So we just went for it. And honestly, I personally, I didn't go into it thinking we're going to completely like smash it and just get to the final, you know, got nothing to worry about. You know, it's to be taken seriously, really. I mean, we've have fun with it, but it is a big deal for us. I think it's a big deal for everyone that's competing. You know, we're all trying to achieve the same thing and pull off the same thing. You know, it's makes it harder in these kind of situations when you're competing and stuff, because everyone's usually so nice and everyone just wants to, you know, do the best that they can.
How does this year compare vibe wise to the previous years that you've done it before?
Love it. I actually love it. I think all the events. So our first heat and the semis, you know, it's been pretty much a full crowd, which is great. Always great to see, especially from doors. Doors were early, so it's good to see like a full crowd basically from like doors that stay and, you know, check out all the bands. And it's been diverse as well. I mean, metal, yes, but it's been diverse. I've heard, watch bands and listen to bands that I would never have ever, you know, perhaps never have got a chance to see live, or would never have heard of if I hadn't have heard of them through Metal to the Masses. So it's that networking opportunity as well. So even if you don't go on to win or get to the final or whatever, it's good to see these bands from previous years as well, like hooking up with other, you know, past competitors or current competitors and stuff like that, and doing gigs. So that's what we're hoping to do, and I've got plans doing that as well, which, you know, I'm sure we'll release all in due time. But yeah, you know, to it's networking and, you know, finding that band that you click with and go, okay, this could work. You know, let's go do a gig together. You know, let's go sort of show, you know, out, you know, up north, or, you know, all the way down south, whatever. You know.
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, I remember your first heat this year. Obviously, I remember you guys from way back when. You demolished it live all the way back then. But even now, it's like it's next level. And I remember hearing from people around me going, I haven't seen these guys before, but what the fuck? That was incredible. So you might have touched on this a little bit earlier, but have you noticed that you might have picked up any like new fans from doing the competition this year?
I mean, yeah, we've had people come up to us that I've never seen before, and just, you know, almost just being kind of like in awe of what they've seen, and just really, really happy and stoked that they come to the show. And me too. I let them know as well. You know, I try my best to sort of make sure I talk to everyone and anyone out there who's coming out to see us and support us. I mean, we've had a couple of people like in previous years, you know, we've had someone travel from, you know, get planes over just to come and watch a show, you know, and then go back the next day. And it's just like, you mad. It's like, I got dedication there. I don't think I'll do that even for my favorite band. So it's great when you meet people like that and you're just kind of like, wow, that's amazing. It's good to know that music, and especially heavy and metal music, is still very much alive and kicking. You know, people will travel for it if they can resonate with you, and they know, they see what you're about and they're all for it. And yeah, it's great to see that.
Yeah, fantastic. Also, like watching you guys live, you very much seem to, in my head, fall in that realm of metal where if the audience aren't killing each other, they're missing the point. Like you guys, you're in that, you know, like metalcore, deathcore like area where it's like everyone needs to be going fucking ballistic. So, how important is it for you guys to really get that energy in the room going? Do you have any ways of making that happen, or does the music speak for itself?
Uh, I mean, yeah, I mean, I could be, yeah, the music speaks for itself, man. But yeah, of course, the energy, you know, I mean, as the band, you should be bringing the energy anyway,
Mhm.
100%. And if the crowd sees you're bringing the energy, then they'll bring the energy too. I think that's kind of mostly how I see it. And we played in front of crowds that have been pretty dead and still giving it our all. And I've come off, you know, like I've just come out of a shower. Do you know what I mean? It's no difference when you play, you know, in front of lots and lots of people. You know, I try and perform the same, but yeah, you notice it if you don't see people kind of, you know, getting into it, or they're not really moving around. Then yeah, you kind of feel a little bit like, come on, man, this is. I guess it's because of how I was raised with metal, like the era of metal that I was listening to, which was that sort of deathcore, metalcore, sort of, you know, just mosh pit galore, you know, everyone moshing. So yeah, gotta bring that back, and I think we have brought that back with our bear. So yeah, you'll be seeing him in the pits in as many shows as you can attend.
Fantastic. Cool. So, how does it feel to be back in the Bristol Melts to the Masses final, one step away from Bloodstock?
I mean, yeah, very honored. It's kind of affirming, and it's kind of, yeah, I not really any words for it, man. You know, I just don't really didn't really know what to expect when they were reading out the results, really. And then when they did say us, it was kind of just like, wow, okay. Now it's kind of sunk. Now it sinks in. Beforehand, it was just kind of, just go out there, have fun. Let's just do what we do. Let's just do what we do. It's no different. Let's just do what we do. Um, but now it's kind of like, let's do what we do, but better. So how better? We'll have to find out. But yeah, we're going to be bringing it as we do every show before and more. It will be, you know, your typical bear pitch show, but you know, the intensity probably increased by another 50% or so. Uh, yeah, it's gonna be a cracking show. It's gonna be amazing.
Hell yeah. And I have been asking every band this, but you don't have to comment if you don't wish to. But is there any one band in particular in the final that you're eyeing up as like big competition this year?
Oh, I mean, interestingly, I don't want to, no, want to be saying names. I'm not going to call people out like that. It's a very cheeky question, my man.
You don't have to see.
Well,
You don't have to say.
I mean, this is where like doing a competition thing like this. This is where it can surprise you, and this is why I was, you know, kind of like about doing it in the first place. Like all the way back then was,
Mhm.
you know, you see some bands and you watch some bands. You be the heat with some bands. Be like, wow, they're, you know, we got to watch out for them. That was an amazing performance. They sounded tight, or someone did something that you just kind of like, whoa, you know. So we got to watch them, and then the next thing you know, oh, they didn't make it through, and you're like, oh, okay, interesting. What does that mean for us now? Like, if they didn't get through, then like, how are we gonna like top that? Like, how are we going to do better than that? So yeah, it's very interesting how it sort of turns out. You never really know which way it's going to go. I think every band that's been through this festival from the start to the finish or whatever, every band has deserved, that slot. It's just a shame that it can only be one. So
Of course.
yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. And obvious question, but what would it mean for you to play Bloodstock?
I mean, almost everything, man. Like it just kind of feels, we feel like we're in that right place now in our lives as well. We just kind of feel we're hungry for it, man. I feel we are turning heads again now. I feel that, the stuff we're working on, is some of the best stuff that I've been writing, and some of the stuff that I've almost kind of been gatekeeping a little bit, because I'm like, I don't know, is it ready? Like what if I put it out there and people don't like it? Because I'm personally, I'm proud of it, and we're still writing, we're still adding to it. So playing in front of sort of the 20,000 capacity festival, the 25th anniversary of said festival would be amazing. I mean, I've never even, probably going to get shot, but I've never even gone to Bloodstock. I haven't. I've always wanted to. I mean, I've been to Download. My Download was kind of my jam. Going back, I've been quite a few times, but Bloodstock, I just never had the opportunity to. Just would always fall on the weekend or the week I just couldn't go, or I'll be broke. So, I mean, if we did win, then it'd just be like an opportunity to play, yes, but also an opportunity for me to check out all the amazing bands that are playing there, which there's so many amazing bands playing there, man. Like all the giants and all the up and comers and ones that have been around for years, and there's been resurgence of other bands that are coming back, and it's just like it's a really cool time for metal, and the UK is really thriving with it right now. So yeah, it would mean the world to us as a band to play in front of that many people and pick up that potentially new fan base as well there, and who knows, who knows.
Oh yeah, I mean, for nothing else, having you guys on the bill at the same festival as Bleed From Within just sounds like a match made in heaven.
Like they are, like, I mean, shout out Bleed From Within, man. They are consistent, and they just keep topping it. I think like with their shows and with their music, it's amazing. They brought out their new they brought out hot sauce now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, loving it, Bleed From Within. And yeah, if I'm ever at Bloodstock, or if we come to Bloodstock this year, then yeah, I'll be scouting those boys for sure. Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And beyond potentially playing the best metal festival in the country, what does the rest of 2026 have in store for Bearpit?
So well, new music that is coming. Don't you worry. We've got just signed on to do sort of like 7 or 8 dates across the UK, so different cities, each different night. We've had a Hull and Leeds date announced already, so like sort of late August. We'll be hitting up Birmingham later on this month as well. I've been chatting and sort of scouting around with PR agencies as well. We've more news to come on that, sort of, when the time's right. So yeah, it's exciting stuff, and we are just trying our best to push this thing. And it can be very difficult with the climate of things, and trying to be a DIY metal band now these days it's really tricky. We're all separated. We're all kind of separated across the Southwest at this point. We're all different ages, different backgrounds, different priorities. People got families. Some people, got different, like very, very straining jobs and very time-consuming jobs. So we're putting in everything that we can into it, and I believe everyone in this band, better or worse, has a passion for this band, and wants to see it go far and wants to push it as far as it can go. And just seeing if we were to play Bloodstock, and just to see what kind of reaction we would get, of course. Hopefully not getting booed off the stage. That would suck, having to go through the competition and get
doesn't happen at Bloodstock. It doesn't happen at Bloodstock.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just an exciting time, man. Exciting time. Yeah.
Brilliant. And for everyone watching, please check out those links down in the description below so you can check out Bearpit's socials, their music, and all the big things coming, as they say. Cool. So we are nearly done. However, I like to end these interviews on Crushing Sounds the same way every time, with some random quick fire questions that have nothing to do with anything. Think as long or as short as you like. Elaborate if you wish. Just some light-hearted questions to see us through to the end. So I always start with this one: modern metal or traditional metal?
Modern. I'm going to say modern.
Oh yeah. Do you prefer mosh pit or standing at the barrier?
Oh, there's a time and place for both, but moshing.
Nice. Breakdown or sing along?
Oh. It's a very tricky one. Gonna go breakdown, man. Gotta go breakdown. Yeah.
Oh yeah, fellow guitarist.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Got to represent breakdowns.
Nice. Circle pit or wall of death?
Circle pit. Yeah, because at my age of 30 now, I ain't getting into a wall of death. No, it's been too many close calls with walls of death, but circle pits I've been all right with. So circle pit.
Fair enough. Metalcore or deathcore?
Oh. See, I like my putting both together, and you got Bearpit, right? So
It's almost like I tailor these questions.
yeah, man. Metalcore. I mean, that's my roots really. Before I got into the deathcore, more heavier, like sludgier stuff. Yeah, metalcore.
Hell yeah. Favorite band or artist?
All right. Okay. Might lead to more questions about me. I don't know. My favorite band, which people seem to be surprised about of all time, is Bloodhound Gang.
Okay. I mean, why the hell not?
Mic drop. No more questions.
We'll just leave that there, shall we? Going off of music, summer versus winter.
As in, who wins?
Which would you prefer?
Which do I prefer? Summer. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Film or TV show?
I'd say more TV show these days. Yeah.
Favorite TV show?
Favorite TV show. I mean, this might be a hint for people who know. They know. Yeah, that. Or I've actually just started watching. I know it's an oldish one, but just started watching Designated Survivor. So I've been watching that. Breaking Bad. Love Breaking Bad. You can watch that anytime. Oh God, I just watched a lot of repeats these days. So I've got a friend at work who's actually he's just giving me lots of stuff to watch. So I've checked out this. Have you seen this before? So I'm trying to follow up on all his recommendations right now. So.
Yeah. Fair enough. Last gig you went to other than your own?
That would be Periphery.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, when with a good friend of mine, it was sort of like a birthday present, I suppose. She got us tickets to go see Periphery because I kind of got her into Periphery. So she's just like, every time I see Periphery now, I'm going with you. So that's kind of been the unwritten rule. So yeah, we went there in London. We went to go see this venue called the Dome.
Mm-hmm.
It was cool, man. It's probably like the smallest venue I've seen them play in. It was almost like the Fleece sort of size, maybe even a little bit smaller, but it was kind of like at the top of like a pub, and it was literally like the building was like a big dome, so you couldn't miss it. But yeah, it was a really interesting gig, man. Really cool venue. There was this UK band, Obeya. Don't know if you've heard of them before.
No, I don't know that one.
Yeah, they were sick, man. They opened for them. Yeah, really cool gig. And I actually did get into a circle pit. Because I kind of had no choice, but it was, and towards the end, so many people coming over the top, and there's only one security guard, like running the whole thing, only one, and everyone at the end of the show was literally going up and getting his handshake and going like, "Fair play, man, well done for keeping us safe." Yeah, it was a cool, sweaty, proper in it sort of metal show. And Periphery got the riffs and they've got the big sing-alongs. So
Oh yeah, fantastic. And final question: favorite Bearpit song?
Oof. Uh, Top of my head. Oh, I mean, I'd probably have to say Echoes. You know, I'll go
It's
with Echoes. Echoes was sort of in the demo process for ages. I wrote, you know, most of the guitar and, you know, the chorus sort of melody, and I had that in my head for basically over like maybe like a year and a half before I even pitched it to the other guys and went, right, I got this. This is like the idea. And some changes were made and stuff like that, but very minimal. Everyone was kind of just like, this works, you know. And then we just brought Hugo's voice into the chorus. I was like, this is what I want you to sing, you know, and it just worked. And we just like, I remember Pete, our bassist, first time he heard it back after we, you know, were first mixed down, and he heard that chorus. He's like, I got you know, goosebumps listening to that. It was just like, that was amazing, and it was something different Bearpit haven't quite done yet. So I just felt this song. It was aggressive. It's aggressive. It's got the riffs. It just doesn't stop. Like live, it's actually quite hard. It's probably the hardest song for me personally to play. It's just all the way up and down the neck, and it's just non-stop, really. Um, but I love it, and it's cool to see again, just to hear people resonate with that and come back with that and saying, "Yeah, this song got stuck in my head for days." And so, yeah, I'd say that one because it was my baby for a little while. Glad it's out there. It's got everything that you kind of expect from Bearpit, but when that sort of melodic chorus comes in, yeah, that's when people were saying, you know, it's got some Trivium vibes and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'll go with Echoes. Yeah.
brilliant, awesome. So that's all I've got. Thank you so much for joining me today, Rob. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Yeah, you're more than welcome, man. Sorry, a little late getting
Oh,
everything
no
sorted.
problem.
It's always technical issues, isn't it?
Always technical issues. I've got to love the internet. Remember face-to-face interviews? I don't.
Yeah.
So I'll reiterate for everyone watching, the Melt of the Masses in Bristol grand final should be only a couple of days away by the time this goes out. They're probably sold out by now, but if it's not, move now. It's going to be absolutely incredible. An awesome band is going to be heading to Bloodstock. Get excited for it. Rob, thank you for joining me. Thank you all for watching. Go listen to some amazing heavy metal, and we'll see you in the next video.